that in, and the last one was 81. So I'm not sure. I think it's 82. But we missed one, so I might have had it ready to go, and maybe we didn't do 81. I can't remember. But the last thing I typed in was 81, so I'm assuming this one's 82. So yeah, I just hope I've got it right. If not, then it's the one below it. It's you got 81 or 82. That's it. 281 or 82. So, I don't. We'll go with. We'll take one of your articles first, right?
Yeah, I just posted it.
I think that's
It's
the
a
best
very
way to do
short.
it. So what am I doing? Oh yeah. Oh. So this is a cyberpunk. I've got another cyberpunk thing as well. Let's see. What am I doing here? Yeah, I need that. And is it that one? No. I need to remember which one it is. Okay, right, there we go. I've got it. Right, there we go. So this is Cyberpunk 2077. On you go. I've got it all figured out now.
Okay. So it says Cyberpunk 2077 releases a song that rhymes Keanu Reeves with sleeve. I just thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Even in this dystopian future, hard rap lives on. So says EIPEP. I don't know. Well, I don't know how to pronounce that. Sorry. One half of the hip hop group run the Jewels, and he somehow managed to do so with a straight face. When Cyberpunk 2077 definitely releases on December 10th, it will do so with an all-star OST including Grimes, ASAP, Rocky, and Gazelle Twin, and a segment that sounds like an unused Metal Gear Solid boss. Today, CDPR released Run the Jewels composition, which Killer Mike Quality describes thus: we'll want to provide you with the soundtrack to fucking shit up. Those of us with ears will note that the Keanu Reeves reference, quote, Cyberpunk holding a pump, Keanu Reeves cyber arm under my sleeve. I'll blast them all, watch them fall like autumn leaves. Well, quite. So I don't know if you want to play it or if we'll get like
not on YouTube.
Yeah, but
Because
there it is.
YouTube will probably delete the whole fucking stream if you done that.
Like you're done.
Yeah, pretty much. Be like, no, you can't play other people's tunes on your shit. Talking about which, Twitch is starting to do that now too. So there's a lot of
Saw a
Twitch.
thing about that. Yeah, I did see a thing about that where Twitch was having problems with that.
Oh, I knew that
Because
was
like
coming.
didn't they like flag somebody or ban somebody or do something with somebody who was literally like the drummer for a band or something?
It's a good
And so
possibility.
he played his own song.
Yeah, there's a good possibility. But what happens is, as soon as I knew, well, as soon as Amazon bought Twitch, I knew right away. Yeah, the DMCA is gonna come down hard on they boys, because like a lot of the Twitch streamers used to play music on their streams, which you couldn't do on YouTube because YouTube would slap you down. Um, so yeah, as soon as Amazon bought I knew instantly. Yeah, that big company's not gonna put up with that shit. They're just gonna shut shit down, which they're doing. But the funny thing is, seemingly you can watch movies on Twitch through Amazon Prime. So I don't know how they're getting away with that one. So weird. Anyway, yeah. So I am looking forward to December the 10th because that game will be out, and then I'll be able to play it. Been waiting for ages.
For the Cyberpunk game.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't feel like I've been waiting as long. I don't know, cause like I didn't know about it until like people got upset at that one
The tranny
poster.
advert.
Do you
Yeah,
remember that?
yeah. The tranny advert.
And then
mixed it up.
I was like, yeah, that's the first time I heard about Cyberpunk. And
Yeah.
then I was like, this looks really cool. And then I drew fan art.
Yeah, no, I've been waiting since it got announced, fucking like 10 years back. I can't remember when it was. It was before The Witcher 3 came out, because it's the same developers, right? Made the Witcher games.
So they've been working on it for like 10 years.
Yeah, they've been working on it for so fucking long.
That is a really long time.
Yeah.
Now they have my money now, so
they just
they
had
better come out with it.
They just had like a little trailer about it. As soon as they got the license, the Cyberpunk license, they just made a trailer for it, and everyone thought it would be their next game that came out, but The Witcher 3 came out. So they were working on that at the same time as they were doing The Witcher 3. I don't know when that came out a while back now as well. But they've been working on it for fucking ages. I think it was at
yeah, so I
E3
guess that's why like people are really upset over the delay, whereas I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm sort of like, yeah, okay, it's cool. It's cool for me too. I'm not bothered as long as they fucking don't fuck it up. That's what I'm bothered about.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. Like, at least in my perspective, I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. You just work on it a little bit longer, and I'm already liking what I'm seeing in trailers and stuff. And as long as that's the game, and some of the plays that I've seen people, like I've seen people some gameplays or whatever.
Well, I can't see.
Like,
I really can't see them messing this one up. This is a long time coming.
I just feel like it looks good, and as long as what I'm seeing is what I get, like I'm like, okay, cool. I just want to put boobies
Well,
in a dick on my character.
The first Witcher game wasn't that good. The combat was a bit messed up.
Yeah.
But that wasn't their own. So that was more that game was more like a mod for Neverwinter Nights. Although it was a full game, it was made with the Neverwinter Nights engine, and it was updated, and they messed about with it, but the combat was really clunky, and I think it's because it was made with that game engine.
That was the
first problem.
Witcher, like
that's
the
the
combat
first
in this should be the combat
right,
in this because they've come out with more Witchers.
No, I'm going to say the second Witcher was much better. That was their own engine. It was much more refined. It was a much better game. But the stories in both games are fucking brilliant, top class. And then the third one,
the story in this one
is even better.
Looks like it's really interesting, at least to me. What the little glimpses I've seen.
Yeah.
And you can kind of pick your own story mode between like 3 different ones or something, like where you start out at.
I've not looked into it because I don't want spoilers. So I've not really.
I haven't gotten any like spoilers. This is just at the very beginning of the game. I've just looked up a little bit of the beginning of the game gameplay because obviously I don't want game spoilers either.
Yeah.
And I've looked up like the customization options because I'm really interested in that.
Yeah.
And then I've just read a little bit. So this is at the beginning, the very beginning of the game. You get like 3 options of where you want to start out with.
Right.
Your character will start out at.
Right.
So, and I think that like kind of shapes the gameplay. So
it will do. It'll shape it, and like really weird ways later on.
Mhm.
'Cause
That's what I was thinking. So then you could just like kind of think about where you want your character to start at.
yeah, that's how
I
they
guess like
done. That's how they done a lot of the Witcher games. Like a
mhm.
decision you make, like way back at the start of the game, will affect the middle of the game, and it'll affect the end of the game. Like
I can't wait. I look forward to some stupid thing I decided at the
yeah,
start and then I can't go back. I'm like, oh no.
yeah, that's what happens. In the Witcher games, you can't just quick save and then make the decision because you've already made
Yeah.
the decision like 10 hours ago. That's what made the game stand out. Because you would go, what decision was that I made that made me have to choose this option or made that guy? Like, so if you saved a guy at some point during the game, you could maybe kill them or save them. And if you saved them, then you might run into him down the line somewhere. And maybe he helps you or he gives you a different quest or whatever. But if you killed him, that wouldn't happen because he's not there. It's weird things like that happen along the Witcher games, like all the way through it. The first
Yeah.
one did it, the second one did it, the third one did it.
So hopefully that's something that will happen in this too.
Oh, it
Or
definitely
carry that.
will. If it's from these guys, it has to. It has to, and I think they will do that. Because they're really good at it. They're really good at the moral outcomes as well. At least in The Witcher, they were. So we'll find out if your moral choices matter as well. Because they did in The
Yeah.
Witcher, like a lot. I think I've told you about that before, right? About like you the Witcher's job is to like hunt monsters and stuff, but
Mhm.
sometimes like the monster's not really a monster. Like there's usually if it's attacking people or something, there's a reason behind it, and you can find out the reason in it's like oh like the story about the lion with the thorn in its paw, and that's why it was angry. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know what I'm talking about? The
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to
the
say something to my daughter.
when you so what was it? The lion was really angry, and then the boy noticed it had a thorn in its paw, and he took out the thorn,
Oh,
and then it
that's
stopped.
the that's no, that's the story of like the mouse in the line. It was a mouse.
Was it a
At
mouse?
least over here, yeah. Over
Like
here it was a mouse.
I can't remember. I just remember that the moral of that was because the reason the lion was angry is because it had a thorn in its paw. Oh, it's kind of like the similar thing in The Witcher, whereas like the monster might be doing something because of something else, and like if you fix
Mhm.
that thing, then you don't need to kill the monster. You can just let it leave. Which is kind of, so you have decisions like that in The Witcher all the time, and sometimes it's the actual humans that made the monster that way in the first place, and then they phone you up. Well, they don't phone you up, but they get you to go kill the monster. But it was their fault
Mhm.
the monster's there in the first place. So you get the moral decision. So you could just kill the monster if you wanted, or you could take the other way and have a bigger gameplay experience because you do a mission for the monster, if that makes sense. So instead of just killing it, it maybe tells you something, and then you have to go fix that thing. It happens all the time in The Witcher. And of course, sometimes it is a monster, and you just have to kill it. But it's a game, so no, it's quite interesting the ways they do that in the Witcher. Really interesting. And sometimes the monster might actually trick you, and he is a shithead, and you'll find out later down the line if you made the right decision or not. So, I'm looking forward to this game, especially since it's got guns and stuff. And I think it'll be
It's got the futuristic weapon, so it'll be pretty cool.
yeah, it'll be I think it'll be similar to Deus Ex as well. Or Deus Ex. I don't know. You've
Mhm.
probably never played that game.
No, I did not, but I know about it.
Because that's all about like futuristic um, augmentations and like mechanical arms and stuff and legs and like so you can get upgrades. So people would chop off their good arm just to get a mechanical one because it's better.
Mhm.
And that's kind of the way that game went.
Yeah,
So
here like you can apparently when you're playing and stuff, there's a lot of I read that there's a lot of upgrade options
yeah,
for things.
because it's a cyber world thing, so you've got all the
Mhm.
cybernetics and stuff, which will be fun.
Yeah, I think so. I think it all sounds really fun. Even though my boyfriend was all like, "That's not your normal type of game. Why do you even want that?"
I I don't know. I wouldn't know if it was your type of game or not.
I guess not. Well, like, cause usually I play like Pokemon, and then I had Animal Crossing and that kind of stuff.
No, I think you'll. I don't know. I think you'll like it. I mean, it's an RPG. You get into it, and it's your character, and you play the way you want to play, and it'll look
Yeah,
fucking amazing. It'll definitely
yeah,
look good.
yeah. I think so.
Even though your PC will be nowhere near enough to handle the full thing. Like neither will
Probably
mine.
it'll be good though.
Mm.
It'll be good enough to give a good experience, I think.
Yeah, I looked up the specs. You're easily in the mid range specs, so you'll easily run it, no problem.
Yeah.
But you won't be able to turn it all up on high though, because
No.
that's another thing
I didn't expect to be able to. I just wanted to play it well.
These guys are pretty good at the graphics. The Witcher 3 was fucking beautiful looking, and I can't max that out. So that was really
Mhm.
nice looking game.
Well, from what I've seen, it looks nice. At least when
Mm,
I've seen other people do the little gameplay, it all looks nice. And I like, I like the cyberpunk look of it.
right.
You know how it looks, just the aesthetic. It looks good.
I don't know. Well, you like Pokemon, right? So think of,
Yeah.
think about a grown up Pokemon. That makes sense. Instead of using the animals, you're actually the character, and you run about in first person, and you choose your guns, and you choose the whatever the story's happening. You get to choose if you want to like what you want to say and all that. I don't know. I don't know what RPGs you've played. You played the Final Fantasy games.
Yeah. I played Final Fantasy 7 and 10 and
Right.
10 too.
So, well, think of 10, where you get
Yeah.
choices and stuff, right? You got all the dialogue and shit. So you'll have that, but it'll be in first person, and you'll make choices and choose your own guns and stuff. So yeah, if you like them, you'll like that. Basically, it's like going to be a more grown up version, though, I guess, than Final Fantasy, because Final Fantasy is a bit childy, if you know what I mean. I think there'll be a lot more swearing and stuff, maybe. At least the Witcher had more nudity and sort of swearing and stuff in it. So I'm guessing this one will be similar. It's not a game for the kids to play, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you want to do the next one, or do you want to go get food?
My food's cooking,
Right.
so get a little bit longer on it.
Okay. Oh, Genshin Impact has got a patch and it's got an update and stuff. It's a good game. It's such a good
Wait,
game.
what is it? What game?
It's
Say
a
it
free
again?
game called Genshin Impact. I was talking about it was it last week or the week before? I can't remember. It's free to play. The monetization is fucking awful, but the game's fucking really good. And I've got like a cat character, sort of. Well, she looks like she's got cat ears. I'm guessing she's got cat ears. And the monetization's really bad, but the game's free and it's fucking good. It's an RPG anime looking game. But the characters have different elements. So you've got ice, water, fire, lightning, and geo, which is like a rock, sort of like earth element, possibly. Not really sure. I think it is more like a rock element. So you've got geo, which is like the rock element, but they all interact with each other. So if there's a fire slime, the character that uses fire is going to be useless. It's immune to fire, right? But if you use ice or water on the fire, it hurts it more. And then if you use ice and water, you can freeze them. So like the elements mix. If you use water and lightning, the lightning starts hitting all the enemies that are with water because they start conducting and stuff like that. And if you hit fire with water, it turns to steam, which makes it vaporize, and that does more damage to them. So you've got all these mechanics in there to make stuff better, I guess. It's quite good, and it looks really nice, but the monetization's fucking awful because it's like you pay money for these gems, and then the gems turn into the things that you use in game to buy these wishes, what they call wishes, and then so you can wish for the characters and the weapon, right? So to get the best characters and the best weapon, you have to spend money to get the wishes. For the random 2% chance that you might get the character.
Oh.
Yeah, the monetization's fucking awful.
Yeah.
But the game's really good. It's really good, and I've got a few decent characters out of it just with the free. Just playing it for free, I have managed to get a couple of the good characters. So you can play it for free. The story's free, like the whole game. So you can play it. It's just hard. It's just harder without the best shit. So if you want to min max, you have to spend money. But if you just enjoy the game, you don't. Like that's what I've been doing. I've just been sitting there. But if you want to do the end game content and stuff like that, you probably have to spend money or just really really grind for it and max out everything. Like so you can do the end game content without the best shit, but it's just harder. Basically.
Okay.
It's really good though. It's a really good game. I'm fucking loving it.
Well, that's good then.
And it's a multiplayer as well, but I haven't done that yet because I just like playing it on my own and running about and doing my own shit.
Well, Cyberpunk will also be a multiplayer. Oh yeah, I should look up about that so then I can find out more about that. 1 second.
Yeah, I've never heard. See, usually all the Witcher games have been single player, so that's what I was like. No, really, it can't be.
Yeah. Okay, so let me look up. So this article says. So this article says Cyberpunk 2077 multiplayer release date, microtransactions, and more. Okay. One of the most frequently asked questions regarding CD Projekt Red's Colossal RPG. This like is from what is this from? This is from October. Okay,
Mm,
so not that long ago. RPG Cyberpunk 2077 is whether players have an option to play the game in multiplayer. Is multiplayer part of the main Cyberpunk game? If not, when can we expect it, and how will it work? Find the answers to all these questions and more with our below Cyberpunk 2077 multiplayer guide. Is Cyberpunk 2077 multiplayer? Cyberpunk 2077 multiplayer is coming, but it won't be part of the base game. CD Projekt Red have revealed that the multiplayer component of Cyberpunk 2077 is its own AAA release rather than a model hastily tacked onto a single player game. Think
nice.
less Mass Effect 3 multiplayer and more GTA Online. As such, we're going to have to wait quite a while to hop into Night City with our friends. When will
Cool.
Cyberpunk 2077 multiplayer release? 2022 is the projected release date for Cyberpunk 2077 multiplayer so far. There is no set release date yet, but CD Projekt Publishing head Michael Nowalski explained that 2021 appears unlikely as a release date for the Cyberpunk multiplayer.
Oh,
So it's far more likely that we're looking at 2022 or 2023 for the release date of Cyberpunk multiplayer. That's a little bit of wait there.
that's a long time. That's
But
a
I
long
guess
time.
if they're trying to do something actually good with it instead of just tacking it on, that makes
Well,
sense.
as long as it's not extra money and it comes as an update.
When the news was revealed that Cyberpunk 2077 multiplayer was in develop, CD Projekt Red stated that we can expect multiple free updates and paid DLC expansions for Cyberpunk's single player experience before the multiplayer is released. So it's gonna have you have plenty to do, is what they're saying, before they do this multiplayer.
Yeah, it sounds like you're
How
gonna
will
have to pay for the multiplayer.
Yeah, but maybe like if you already have it, then it'll just be like it won't be like another $60. Maybe it'll be like $20 or something, or $10 or something. You know how like when they tack on something onto a game that you already own,
Yeah, no, they okay, so
and then
CD
that won't be too bad. I'd
they,
pay for it if I'm like if I am enjoying the game a lot and I've played the single player and I'm like, man, I really want to play with my friends. This is
well,
coming out. Pay $20. I'm like, yeah, okay.
yeah, no, well, what they done with The Witcher, The Witcher 3 with the DLC, so they done 3 DLCs for The Witcher 3. I think it was 3 of them, and each of them was £15 each. So it wasn't like a full price. It was £15 instead of like 30. So they done 3 DLCs and they were both £15 each. So yeah, maybe they will. They'll probably do that, I guess. Because they're a really good company. That's why everyone loves them in the PC gaming sphere. Everyone's like, yeah, CD Projekt. Because they don't do DRM, digital rights management. They don't have any of that. They're against that shit. So that's why the PC game people are like, yes, we love you guys. So they've also got their own Steam thing, which is called. It used to be called Good Old Games. Now it's just called GOG, GOG, which is it's like Steam, where you buy the game and you use it. And there's no DLC on the game. There's no digital rights management on the games. So to get on their store, that's one of the things. They're like, nah, you can't get on our store unless you don't use digital rights management. So they take that out, and then they put it on their store. It used to be just for old games, like games that wouldn't work on the latest Windows. So like games that you would play when you were younger that no longer work because Windows, the operating system, no longer supports the game. What they done is they would take the games, they would fix the code and make it work to run on Windows. on the new machines. Basically, they take the old games and make them work on the new machines, basically, and that's where they started their store. But now it's its own thing, and it has all the games on it. So, yeah, no, the guys are pretty good.
Good then. Good news.
Yeah.
Let's see. This one says, how will Cyberpunk 2077 work in multiplayer? Cyberpunk 2077 multiplayer will arrive as... Oh, it says it will arrive as a free download for anyone that has the game. There.
Yeah.
I would have paid $20, but no more than that for it. But thank you for the free download.
Yeah.
As for what the multiplayer experience will be like, CD Projekt Red have been pretty tight-lipped so far.
Yeah.
We know that a couple of years back they hired Canadian studio Digital Scraps to work alongside them for Cyberpunk multiplayer. Digital Scapes, sorry, I said Scraps. Digital Scapes are known for co-developing Dying Light Speed, the zombie PvP multiplayer mode with Techland, and it's clear indication of just how large scale and competitive Cyberpunk's multiplayer is planned to become.
Yeah, it sounds...
Okay. That sounds pretty cool to me. It's like, what I want to do is I want to be able to like team up with my friends on this with my character.
Yeah.
And like beat the shit out of other people.
Yeah, like in GTA or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to be able to, whatever it is, I want to be able to like team up with my friends.
Yeah.
Or even sometimes go like versing my friends, like against your friend or something sometimes, which could be fun.
Like when I abused Fox on GTA, that was funny.
Yeah. So microtransactions are planned for Cyberpunk 2077, although we do not know exactly what form they will take. I am perfectly fine with cosmetic microtransactions.
Yeah.
I don't like pay to win. But if it's just cosmetic stuff, I'm perfectly cool with that.
That's
like, I might, if I'm enjoying a game and I'm playing, like even though I paid for it, if they come out with something that is a cosmetic thing, and I'm like, man, I really like how that looks, I might buy it. Yeah. It depends, though.
See, that's what Genshin Impact annoys me, right? If this game was like a one-off payment, the game would be amazing. I'd be recommending the game to everyone because it's such a good game. But it's the way it's monetized is fucking awful. It's really bad. Like it's like a mobile game. It is a mobile game actually, but the microtransactions are awful. Like really predatory. The wish system's like gambling. And you've got a 0.06% chance of getting the best 5-star characters.
Yeah, that's also kind of like a loot boxy. I think on Fallout. I think on Fallout. I don't know if Fallout has like a loot box. I have no idea actually, but it seems like they have a list of their stuff, and it's like seems like all cosmetic. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But when my boyfriend scrolls through their store, it's like all like you can buy signs and funny outfits and stuff for your character.
Some of it is, I only played it like for 2 hours, which the Fallout 76, right? That's the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
I only played it for 2 hours because one of the guys, from the Shem World thought it'd be funny to buy me the game. So we all got together because they thought it was a running joke with 4 of the lads that they would, I'll buy you a Christmas present. So one of them bought the guy a code, and then the other one bought the other guy a code, and then the other guy bought the other guy a code, and then so on. It was a running joke because they found a website that was cheap and selling the codes. So we all got together, 4 of us got together and played it for like 2 hours. And I noped out. I was like, nah, fuck this. I'm out. I fucking hate this game. So that's the only reason I've got it. It's somewhere. I think it's Bethesda's launcher thing. I've never played it. I only played it for the 2 hours and then I got rid because it was awful. Yeah, so I think it was before the microtransactions or whatever, because that game's been updated so much now. Yeah, but I think they were mostly cosmetic. Apart from, there was a couple of things.
Mhm.
There was a pack or something you got that helped you refine stuff if you were not in your base, so you could refine stuff on the fly, like wherever you were. That was a pay for thing. Like you couldn't get that for free. You had to pay for that. I think that's one of the only game changing things I think that you had to pay for. But yeah, again, the game's changed so bloody much. So firewall's messing up. Wait, fuck. Right, oh, sorry.
Oh, is it?
No, sorry. Where it's on the laptop, it's fine.
Okay, I'll continue reading. Microtransactions are planned for Cyberpunk 2077, though we do not know exactly what form they will take. Like always, expect us treating your money with respect, is the word from Adam, whatever, president of CD Projekt. But of course, we should all reserve judgment until further information is revealed. Whatever the case, CDPR have hastened to reassure prospective players that only the multiplayer will feature microtransactions and that the single-player Cyberpunk will remain a single purchase deal. Okay, cool. Aside from paid DLC expansions that will arrive later on. Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're a good company. I can't see them fucking it up.
Yeah, so far I'm liking everything I'm hearing. I'm liking that this is actually going to be free. I'm liking that, the microtransactions aren't going to be for the single player game. I'll have to reserve judgment on them for the multiplayer, but if they're just like cosmetic stuff and not a pay to win, I don't have a problem at all. So
I think it will be.
Yeah.
I think they will be cosmetic
I hope
things.
not. Oh, I thought you would be like, I think they will be.
No, I know this
You
company.
think they will just be the cosmetic? Because like if I'm playing the multiplayer and I'm liking it and I'm playing it for a while, I don't mind paying for some cosmetic stuff, like to make my character look or whatever if I like it. You know.
No, I think it will be because these guys know what they're doing. Like they definitely know. Again, it's why they're one of the best. Everyone in the PC gaming sphere fucking loves these guys, and it's for a reason. It's because they do shit that's good, and everyone else does shit that's fucking awful. So they get compared to everyone else. These guys are like gods. Because they're not doing anything that like they should just do what they're doing, right? They shouldn't be praised for it. But the thing is that they're doing the opposite of everyone else. Like, so loot boxes and shit, right? Oh, everyone's doing loot boxes. They're like, nah, we're not going to do loot boxes, guys. And everyone's like, yay, you're fucking awesome. It's like, but they've not really done anything. Like, they just say they're not doing shit. They're not going to be shit, is what they're saying. And then everyone's like, yay. Do you know what I mean? It's just like,
yeah.
Hey guys, we're not doing this shitty thing. And everyone's like, yes. The DLC thing. They do release a couple of DLCs, but they're cheaper.
If I really like this game, I'm gonna like come on here and buy some merch. They have merch.
Oh, they do, yeah.
I just looked it up and I was like,
They
oh
had
man, I wonder if they have merch. So if I love your
they do.
game, I will buy your merch. Because I already have Animal Crossing merch, and
Right,
then I have
I don't
Pokemon merch,
I don't
and
buy
now
game
because
merch.
I liked Animal Crossing, so now I'm like, now I'm gonna have to have if I
It's
like
too
Cyberpunk, like I think I
expensive.
will.
It's too
Their
expensive.
merch?
That
No,
like
it's
game
not.
merch, yes.
No, it's like $30, $25 to $30 for a shirt, and hoodies are
That's
usually $50.
expensive. That's fucking extortionate.
Oh
I could
yeah,
go to
the
the
hoodie is
shop.
just 30. The hoodie is just $50.
But
That's
I can go.
normal.
Hey, no, I can go to the shop and get one for 5. What are you talking about? What are you talking
The
about?
hoodie's pretty cool.
But it's like twice the price of everything else. Like, I
Oh,
don't
and they
get
got some
people,
like
man.
cool uh posters. I probably wouldn't buy a poster. I probably like want a hoodie or a shirt. That's what I would get.
Right, but I see. I wouldn't pay that much for a hoodie or a shirt. I've asked.
I would totally. I have a Pokemon hoodie. I paid $50 for.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
Oh, I gotta go check on my food real quick. Okay, I'll be
Yeah.
back if it's not done.
Okay. Right. Um. I'll take away the YouTube. Right. So bye YouTube. Go to airfredo.co.uk for the rest of the show.